an OnlyFans model who's now suing rapper Kanye West, has come forward with a shocking new twist to her case. The lawsuit, which originally claimed wrongful termination and sexual harassment, has now revealed even darker allegations. Lauren Pisha, who once worked as Kanye's assistant, claims that during her time with him, she was taken to a party co-hosted by Kanye West and Sean Diddy Combs, where she was allegedly sexually assaulted. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. These claims come at a time when both Kanye West and Diddy's names are embroiled in controversy, with accusations ranging from sex trafficking to organized sex parties. As pressure mounts against both West and Combs, let's dive into the latest allegations and the explosive court filings that have everyone talking.
The typical MO at one of these parties that have been widely discussed in the press was that when you were handed a drink, and now we know that the drink is laced with something, if you refused to drink it, you were kicked out of the party. Now, let that sink in for a minute. I mean, the admission to this party was that you had to drink the chosen drink that was handed to you. And now we know that in most cases, I would say 90% of the cases, these individuals were drugged with some sort of drug. That was kind of the MO.
Back in June, Lauren Pisha filed a lawsuit against Kanye West, suing him for wrongful termination, sexual harassment, unpaid wages, and gender discrimination. But earlier this month, her legal team filed an amended complaint that took things to another level, adding claims that she was drugged and sexually assaulted at a party hosted by Kanye and Sean Diddy Combs in Santa Monica, California. The incident allegedly took place before Pisha began working as West's assistant in 2021 and 2022. According to Pisha, she was invited to the party with a musician client who is not named in the filing, and Kanye insisted that everyone had to drink or leave. It didn't take long before Pisha started to feel disoriented, slipping into a highly impaired state after taking just a few sips of her drink. According to Pisha, she doesn't remember much else from that night. She woke up the next day feeling deeply disturbed and traumatized, concerned about what might have happened at the party. In her amended complaint, she says she was mostly worried about embarrassing herself in front of her than client or even Kanye West himself, years later, when Pisha was allegedly fired from her assistant role. Kanye supposedly confessed to her that they had hooked up at the party after she had been drugged. This revelation came during a conversation about Kanye's ongoing argument with his then wife, Kim Kardashian, who accused him of cheating on her with Pisha. Pisha says Kanye stopped her from sending a message to Kim to clear things up, casually mentioning, "We did kind of hook up a little one time," before laughing it off. This shocking statement from West adds another layer to the accusations against him, not just in the context of sexual assault, but also in his manipulation and control over people close to him. But let's not forget Kanye West isn't the only one facing serious allegations. Sean Diddy Combs is in the midst of his own legal battles, and the connection between him and West is raising some serious questions. Let's turn our attention to the ongoing case against Diddy. We've been following the case against Diddy for months now, and it's becoming clear that the man who once seemed untouchable in the entertainment world is facing mounting pressure. Recently, Diddy appeared in court to address a mountain of evidence against him and his associates. In March, Homeland Security investigators raided his homes, seizing electronics and surveillance systems that allegedly contained terabytes of data. The prosecutors have accused Diddy of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and engaging in prostitution. The heart of the allegations, that Diddy used his immense wealth and influence to organize what's been described as freak-off sex parties where male sex workers were allegedly brought in to engage in sexual activities with people like Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, among others. The parties, according to the legal filings, were drug-fueled and involved threats of violence to keep participants compliant. And Diddy's attorneys have responded by claiming that if these freak-offs actually happened, they were consensual and did not involve any illegal activity. But with more and more witnesses coming forward, it's becoming harder for Diddy and his associates to avoid scrutiny.
The suit reads, quote, "Plaintiff has worked in the music industry for approximately 15 years. She has successfully held positions in and as artist management and representation, A&R, marketing consultant, and project management. Due to her professional success, plaintiff had occasions to interact professionally with many artists, including, without limitation, defendant Kanye West, aka Ye. Plaintiff creatively collaborated with defendant on Yeezy Season 1 women's fashion line and placed 3 songs on Donda, Kanye's 2021 album. So West allegedly wanted to make Pishota his executive assistant, personal assistant, in connection with his business affairs and his personal life. They agreed on a salary of $1 million a year, and according to Pishota, she was required to be available to him 24/7. The filing states, quote, "At all relevant times, defendant West was aware that plaintiff maintained a strong social media presence comprised of her Instagram and an OnlyFans account, the latter of which was run entirely by an independent management company, and he did not have any issue or objection to it. To the contrary, defendant Kanye West, aka Ye, often boasted to friends and colleagues that plaintiff was an OnlyFans superstar." But that seemed to change, according to Pishota, because she writes, "Much later, in and around August 2022, defendant West stated that he wanted plaintiff to be godlike and asked plaintiff to delete her OnlyFans account. Defendant West agreed to pay plaintiff $1 million if she did so. In further reliance upon defendant's representations, plaintiff deleted her OnlyFans internet account, thereby giving up the annual sums generated from such account. West never paid plaintiff as promised." And Pishota alleges that West would describe sexual fantasies to her via text message. In fact, the filing includes screenshots of these explicit text messages and comments allegedly made by Kanye West. The document also states, West asked plaintiff to get him honey, which is a sexual enhancement and performance honey. Defendant required that plaintiff always have this on hand and available, and she had to deliver it to defendant in advance of defendant's sexual encounters. By the way,
Now, let's look at the troubling similarities between the allegations against Kanye West and Diddy. As Pisha's lawsuit reveals, the culture of forced drinking, drugging, and manipulation runs deep. Multiple individuals have come forward to say they were drugged at events connected to Sean Combs. In a recent news conference, Texas attorney Tony Busby revealed that he's planning to file over 100 individual lawsuits against Combs on behalf of clients who say they were victims of these alleged parties. Busby described how one of the common practices at these events was that guests were handed drinks laced with drugs and told that refusing to drink meant being kicked out of the party. According to Busby, this was the MO, the method of operation at these notorious gatherings. And now, with new information emerging about West's involvement in similar situations, it seems that these kinds of manipulative tactics were not isolated to just Diddy's circles. Pisha's lawsuit against West adds even more weight to the theory that Kanye's world was rife with similar behavior. In her original lawsuit, Pisha sued West for 15 causes of action, including breach of contract, wrongful termination, sexual harassment, and gender discrimination. But now, with the new amended complaint, it's clear that Kanye's behavior was far from professional, and certainly not what one might expect from a billionaire music mogul. One of the most disturbing claims in the lawsuit is that Kanye regularly shared explicit sexual fantasies with Pisha via text message. These included details of his past sexual conquests. And in one particularly troubling instance, he allegedly texted Pisha about wanting to have sex with his then-wife Kim Kardashian's mother, Kris Jenner. He even reportedly asked Pisha if he should have worded the message differently when he sent it to Jenner. The power dynamic in these situations can't be ignored. Pisha claims that she was manipulated into deleting her OnlyFans account, which she had run independently. After Kanye insisted she could no longer have a public social media presence, he reportedly offered to pay her $1 million if she agreed to remove the account, which she did, but Kanye allegedly never paid her the promised amount. This manipulation of power extends beyond just financial promises. Pisha's filing also states that Kanye made her feel compelled to cater to his sexual fantasies, whether it was by acquiring specific items for him or listening to his explicit sexual stories. As disturbing as it is, this pattern of using power to dominate and control was not isolated to just West. It was a common thread seen in Diddy's dealings as well. So, what does this mean for both Kanye West and Diddy? The allegations of coercion, manipulation, and abuse of power paint a picture of two men using their wealth and influence to organize exploitative situations that placed women, some of them young and vulnerable, at the mercy of their whims. The claims coming from Pisha, as well as from others involved with Diddy, show a stark parallel between the two men's treatment of people in their orbit. As these legal battles continue to unfold, the pressure on both Kanye West and Sean Diddy Combs is only mounting. Pisha's lawsuit, which now includes allegations of sexual assault, highlights the darker side of the entertainment world, where the powerful abuse their positions for personal gain. As more people come forward with similar stories, the question remains, how long will these men be allowed to hide behind their wealth and influence? For now, we'll have to wait for the next round of court hearings and see how these cases develop. But one thing is clear, these allegations are far from over. And as the public watches, the truth is starting to come out. Thanks for tuning in to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the latest updates in these high-profile cases. Until next time, I'm Jessie Weber, and this has been a closer look at the disturbing allegations against Kanye West and Diddy.